Also in Washington, lawmakers are returning to Capitol Hill from the 4th of July holiday with a big to-do list. And the item investors are most concerned with is the budget and raising the debt ceiling, because if it's not lifted, the country will not be able to pay its bills. Ylan Mui is in Washington for us tonight.
The pressure is mounting for Washington to reach a deal and avoid fiscal calamity this fall. The Bipartisan Policy Center now says there's a significant risk that the nation reaches its borrowing limit in early September instead of its previous estimate of October.
It would have huge financial consequences both in the markets as well as globally. The fact that the federal government, the United States federal government, could not honor its debt would be something that would be significant long term.
The new deadline could change the political calculus on Capitol Hill as well. Lawmakers have been negotiating a broader compromise that not only raises the debt ceiling, but also funds the government and increases the statutory caps on federal spending. Just a few weeks ago, Treasury Secretary Steven Mnuchin went to Capitol Hill and laid out the White House's bottom line: raise the debt limit for 1 year and keep the government funded at current levels during that time. But that strategy is facing resistance from Republicans. Georgia Senator David Perdue is leading the coalition of 15 GOP senators, including Jim Inhofe, chairman of the Armed Services Committee, and Marsha Blackburn, who's close to President Trump. They're calling for a 2-year budget deal instead of a continuing resolution in order to increase funding for the military.
CRs have a direct and immediate impact across the entire Department of Defense, from training to readiness to maintenance to personnel and, yes, to contracting.
In a recent letter, they warned the administration not to handcuff their militaries with funding gimmicks. The good news is the White House and Congress agree on the need for action. The bad news is they're running out of time to do anything. For Nightly Business Report, I'm Ylan Mui in Washington.